Welcome back, learners. It's Mark again, and we're here to talk about banking because it's that time of the week. And we're going to do that with my friend Steve.
Hey, everybody.
How's everything at the bank this week, Steve?
Oh, so far it's going great.
That's
A little
fantastic.
warm outside, but it's going okay.
It's a little sweaty at my end of the street too, my friend, but we're all going to make it through summer, right?
hmm
What do you have to tell us about banking this week, my friend?
Well, I was going to talk to everybody a little bit about investing and then also saving for retirement. They're kind of connected. A lot of times you can save for retirement through your employer, or you can invest to prepare for your own retirement. That's called an individual retirement account. So we'll talk a little bit about investing in general, and then we'll talk a little bit about the options for how to save.
Well, I'd definitely like to hear more about investing in general. Why don't you tell us what we need to know there?
Well, investing is a little bit different from, like, for instance, a savings account. So with a savings account, you have your money and there's no risk. It's governed by the FDIC
hmm
for up to limits and whatnot, and you want to talk to your banker about that. But with investing, it's a little bit different. What you're doing is you're putting your money into companies and you're looking at ways that you can kind of try to make more money because those companies are making money. So it's a way to help yourself earn some more money on the money that you're willing to put aside. Now, you don't, oh, go ahead.
So if I'm investing, I'm liable to make more money than on a savings account, but it comes with more risk as well.
Exactly. That's sort of the trade-off. So you don't want to, for instance, if you have this much money,
hmm
you don't want to have all that put into necessarily the investments. You want to keep some of it over for your savings accounts. And that way, if something happens to your car or your house, or you need to buy a new outfit, you've got that money for savings. Your investing money is generally going to be only what you feel comfortable risking. And that's the downside of investing, is that there is a little bit of risk, as we've seen sort of with the stock market over the years.
hmm And my understanding is with the stock market, we can get ups and downs, but over the long time, from when we start working to when we end, it's generally an upward trend.
Correct. As
Right.
long as America and as long as companies are doing well, there's always that likelihood that it's going to be on the upswing.
So we want to diversify a little bit of savings that's protected by the FDIC and some investment to make sure we're okay when we get older.
Correct. So, and speaking of when you get older, the nice thing with retirement accounts, so there are kind of a couple of different options for retirement accounts. There's the individual retirement account that we talked about. So that would be generally that's if your employer doesn't offer you a retirement account. If they don't have one, maybe it's a smaller company, or maybe it's just a store. And so they don't necessarily have those resources. So this is a chance for you to take some of that money and put it aside for tomorrow, for the future.
And
And
does that
go
work
ahead.
if I work for myself?
You can do that, correct? Yeah, you can. There are different options if you work for yourself as well. So you'd want to speak to an investment counselor, but you can. There's a lot of couple different options that you can review for when you do want to invest in your retirement for yourself. Now, the other option through a lot of employers, if you work for a company, would be what's called a 401k. And with a 401k, you get kind of a set number of options, but that number of options should allow you to, as you said, diversify so that you don't have all of it in one spot necessarily.
So just like a garden, well, I'll put out carrots and tomatoes and peas. I make sure something comes in. I can do the same thing with my investments.
Correct. Exactly.
Fantastic. And tell me again, an IRA is what?
Individual retirement account.
And that's different from the 401k you mentioned.
Correct. It's just that you're with a 401k, you sort of have a set number of choices
hmm
that the 401k plan picks. With an IRA, it gives you a lot more flexibility in that you can put the money into essentially whatever you would like to put it into. So it just gives you more choices. And again, it's a great idea to make an appointment, to call up and make an appointment with an investment counselor to kind of figure out how you want to do that, what options you want to choose, what works best for you.
And do I have to have either an IRA or a 401k, or am I allowed to have both?
You can have both.
Really, really. So no matter what happens there, I'm covered in some sense when I get older and I'm not able to earn as much money anymore.
Correct. It's just a way to sort of protect yourself, just like you said, for the future.
That's fantastic. I think I'd feel a lot better if I had some money set back for the future.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Anything else you can tell us about the bank this week, Steve?
Everything is going well. I hope everybody's having a great summer.
Hey, I hope so too. It's a little hot out there, but we got a little rain today, so that counts.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to tune in with you next week and see if you don't have more to tell us about banking, okay?
All right.
Hey,
Sounds like a plan.
This is your fourth time, and we appreciate all the information. I feel like I know a lot more about banking, and I thought I knew a little bit when I showed up. So I really appreciate your help.
No problem.
You do your best to have a nice week, Steve.
All right, everybody. Have a good day.